Okay, how about three scary true Walmart horror stories? That sounds riveting. I don't know if I use that word right, but y'all can eat my nuts respectfully. Okay, let's see some scary Walmart stories, dude. Empty parking lot's already kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I used to work at a Walmart. The Walmart I worked at was open 24 hours back then. Due to my kid's school schedule, I would work overnight shifts so that I would be available to drop him off and pick him up. I would do a 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift every night. During the day, I'd sleep, take care of my son, and work my second job some days. I was exhausted a lot during this
Oh, so brother literally just didn't know what sleep was.
my life. It wasn't a great time. I had to do what I could to cover rent, though. This Walmart was one of the bigger ones. It was a super center, not just a grocery store, so it had everything. It was one of the few open 24 hours around here. I think COVID changed that, though. When I got there around 10 this one cold night, there was still a decent amount of shoppers in the store. A lot of people would come in for some late night shopping. As the hours would pass, it would of course quiet down tremendously. The late hours of the night would attract a lot of weirder characters, weirder than the usual ones during the day. Into the AM hours of the night, there was only one person working the front of the store, and he or she would be at the self-checkout registers. There were no regular registers open this late. There would also be a couple of stock workers on the floor, which was what I did. Then there would be a couple
And I would do more work than all of them. I'm just saying. That's my ego talking.
of warehouse workers in the back, who I really didn't ever interact with. They did their own thing. And then there's just the night manager on duty. I was in the cereal aisle doing my usual stock work. I noticed a customer walk past the aisle, then seconds later he stepped back into view at the end of the aisle, stopped, and looked down at me. When I looked back at him, he started looking at the cereal. The guy had curly hair. I couldn't gauge his ethnicity, honestly. He had a black backpack on that looked like it was stuffed to the brim with God knows what. He awkwardly lingers in the cereal aisle for a minute, apparently looking at the granola bars.
Yo, what the fuck is French Toast Crunch? Oh, French toast. I'm actually an idiot. My bad.
Then he came a little
My
closer
bad.
to me and asked me where the
Never
bread
mind.
is. I pointed
Never mind.
him in the right direction. He said thanks and slowly
What the
walked
fuck
away.
are
down the
Honey
aisle.
Smacks?
I watched him walk away, and he had a very noticeable waddle in his
Don't
walk.
laugh at me.
He was out of sight, he was out of mind,
Don't
though.
laugh at me, bro. Don't laugh
The
at me.
problem was that he wasn't out of sight for long. I was in the cereal aisle for quite some time, and I started noticing that every few minutes, that guy would slowly pass by the aisle looking down in this direction. He wasn't holding anything.
Dude, call some
He
bro.
didn't
I
grab any
should. That
bread.
shit sounds banging low
He
key.
had on his big sketchy backpack.
What the fuck is? What is this? Yo, some of this shit's kind of crazy. Fuck is kicks? Corn checks?
I started working faster just so I could finish this aisle and move
That's
away from
disgusting.
him.
That's actually.
When I was done, I brought the empty U-boat platform back to the warehouse, where I grabbed another U-boat full of boxes ready to stock. I purposely
it's
picked
crazy
an
'cause
aisle
I
far
low-key
away
thought
from the
that too.
cereal aisle. I was now in the chips aisle. This is also about 45 minutes after initial contact with that guy, so there should have been no way he was still here. But I was wrong. He found me. I was rotating the newer bags of chips behind the older ones on the shelf, and then I looked to my right, and that guy was at the end of the aisle, creeping again. He still had nothing in his hands. This man had been creeping around the store for almost an hour.
Double
And
crunch
finally approached
ruffles?
me as I was dreading he would. I tried to look away until he started to speak. I don't remember word for word what he said.
Nashville
but
hot
basically,
chicken?
he said that he
Yo,
would check
Nashville hot chicken fucking fries. I'm an idiot. Chips sounds so good. Oh my god.
me out.
Yo, America's is
But
better
he
than
was
this,
just coming
okay.
up to me telling me how beautiful I am. I
Pause.
responded as politely as I could.
Hey,
I
yo,
made a fake
wait.
little laugh and said, "No, thank you, that's very sweet." He didn't stop there, though. He asked a bunch of personal questions like where I'm from.
Oh, unless this is a girl.
Fake answers to everything.
Have an insane
guy
obesity rate?
absolutely
That's true.
leaped
I'd be
and his
fat as
breath
hell
was
if I was
awful.
there. No
I
cap.
was genuinely repulsed.
I'd be one chunky boy.
He asked for my number, and I said I'm seeing someone. He said there's nothing wrong with us just
Fire a habanero? Oh my
to get him
god.
to leave me alone. I gave him a fake number. I then told him I really can't be talking to anyone while I'm working. He made some creepy comment.
I was asking who was in
all
Paris.
suave that he got my number, when in reality he was genuinely creepy and I gave him a fake number. I thought that would be the end of it. Hours went by and time felt like it was going in reverse. I wanted to go home. Then the only other stock worker on the job at that hour suddenly walkie-talkied me, saying there's some creepy looking guy.
I don't remember, to be honest.
I said, oh no, and then told her to tell him I left. I then basically made a beeline for the employee lounge, where I planned on hiding for a while. I made it to the lounge and then sat in one of the seats. Then
What? No shell Skittles? My favorite part of the Skittles is the shell, though. I ain't lie to you. That sounds
the
that
double
sounds
doors
horrible.
opened, and in came that guy. He looked at me, and he looked angry. He yelled, "You gave me a fake number, you bitch." I think I swallowed my gum out of fear. I said, "You can't be back here, sir." He then took off his backpack and plopped it on the table next to mine. He started unzipping it as he looked at me. That's when it was time for me to go. I got up and ran past him without thinking. He tried to grab my arm, but he failed.
Yo, respectfully, I'm tackling him. If I see a motherfucker, boom, zzz, I'm taking the motherfucker down like I'm a fucking 600-pound linebacker.
As I ran through the store, I looked back and saw he was running after me. I ran to the front of the store and outside to my car. It was the only thing I could think to do in the moment. Alternatively, I could have tried finding the male warehouse workers in the back or even the manager, but that was no guarantee.
Oh, I don't think I said. I
Got to
think
my
I just.
car,
I think I
saw
said
the
this
man
is a
leave the
girl.
Wal-Mart looking for me. He was slow. He must have been on something. He saw my car, but it was too late. I was already driving away. I called the night manager and let him know what just went down, and that I'm not comfortable staying there tonight. I also warned him of the man with the backpack full of unknown contents. My manager told me I can't leave the place short-staffed. He said he'd call the police to make sure the man doesn't come back, and he told me to come back. I was adamant about not returning that night, though. He eventually got the message and said he'd review the camera footage, but that I need to come back tomorrow night. And I did. He allegedly
Walmart.
notified the police the next day of the man and gave the police
Damn right,
department the
Crafton. We
surveillance
love Walmart
footage.
right here.
I met a lot of characters working that job, but this guy was by far the scariest.
Dang.
I don't know what he was reaching for in his backpack. I don't want to either.
What if that motherfucker just whipped out a fucking dildo and just slapped her with it? Woo, that'd be crazy.
I was 14 when this happened. There's a Walmart that's...
Wait, 14 working at a Walmart? I guess if you're a buggy boy, okay, maybe.
I used to sometimes go there to buy clothing and such before I was of
Wait,
driving
can I turn
age,
subtitles on?
since it was so close. Sometimes I'd go with my friend Emily, sometimes I'd just go alone. The Walmart is part of the nearby mall, but the mall kind of
Nah,
stinks.
for real though, imagine that
Most of the good
motherfucker like
stores that
pranked her
closed
by
it.
just whipping one out, and as she's running by, he goes bah, on that fucking forehead. Imagine having a fat fucking bump on your forehead from a fucking dildo, bro. Oh my god.
Years.
Oh my
Plus,
god.
I
couldn't even.
money
I
when
couldn't
was
look at people the
14.
same.
Walmart is cheap.
I couldn't.
One
Correct
night
me.
I walked to Walmart with my AirPods in.
I'm already
It's
tired.
a
I'm not gonna lie to you.
15-minute walk. When I put my AirPods in, I shut out everything else around me. I feel like most people with basic social awareness know that if someone's wearing headphones, it means they don't want to have to take them out to talk to you.
12-year-old? That's
I was
crazy.
minding my
That's actually
business in
wild as
Walmart
fuck.
in the girls' clothing department when I noticed a guy next to me saying,
Also, I'm just saying, and this is not me calling people out, but like, if you wear both headphones in public, like, how? Like, how do y'all do it? I can't even wear both headphones in my own home. Are you bumping your stomach for? Oh my god! Oh my, you know what? I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. No, Matt. I do not consent. No, nigga. No. But I don't know how. I don't know how y'all wear both headphones. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like, I can't even do it at my own home. I'm not doing it in public. I'll do it at the gym and that's it.
something. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but it looked like he was
Bump
talking
in
to
your
me.
stomach is
I took out my AirPods.
easy.
And I said, "Are you talking to me?" He said yes. He was this short,
No, same here, Liz.
gray hair who looked like 50. He had glasses and a clean-shaven face. He smiled and said sorry, I didn't see your headphones. Sure he didn't. He said he was just telling me how his daughter buys the same exact kind of jeans I was wearing. I had no idea why he was telling me this, but I'm a very polite person to
Why you checking on my jeans, nigga? What you doing?
everybody. I always have been. So I chose to be kind to him by laughing and saying, oh, that's funny. That should have been the end of an interaction that didn't need to happen. But of course, this wouldn't be a story if it...
I just wouldn't wear both headphones because I want to be aware of my surroundings. I'm so skeptical about my surroundings, even when I'm at work, bro. I'm literally working. I'm looking all over the place. I'm looking everywhere all the time. That's how I always am. I'm so aware of my surroundings. I think I can't. I'm not wearing both headphones.
I was still looking through this rack of tops as the man kept trying to talk to me.
Those aren't tops. Those
He
are...
mistook my kindness for actual interest in talking to him, clearly. He asked my age, and I said 14.
Facts.
And his response
and you
was
didn't hear it
unsettling.
exactly.
He basically said, oh, what a great age. So mature, but still so young. He asked my name, and for some reason, I actually gave him my real name.
You
And his
idiot!
response to my name was, wow, that's my favorite name for a girl. Next up, he asked
Exactly,
what school I
Matt.
was
Thank you.
from. And around now
Thank
is
you.
when I
That's the
decided
only
to
time it's
start
acceptable, in
looking
my
things
opinion.
up. I said I'm actually not from around here. I'm just visiting my cousin. He couldn't let it go, though, and he persisted, asking where I'm from. I said I'm from out of state, keeping it vague. But then he said, I've seen you around here before. Are you sure you're not from around here? I looked at him and tried to think of a response, but instead, I ended up turning around and walking away from him. I was for the first time ever actually made very uncomfortable by a stranger. The way he said he's seen me before made me feel as though he'd been watching me or paid attention to me in this Walmart before. I went to buy the jeans I was holding at the front of the Walmart. Then I walked through the store to enter the mall. It was November or December, and they had just put up the Christmas decorations, so I wanted to walk through. And I also wanted to see if any new stores opened, since my shopping in Walmart was cut short. I walked through the mall with really nothing catching my eye. I went into a...
Alright, let me make myself sound really stupid. I'm just gonna say this and I'm gonna admit it, to be honest. For the longest time, I never understood how they got the cars in the malls. I don't know why it was such a hard concept for me to understand. I just never understood it. I couldn't figure it out. And then at one point, I felt confident in talking about it to one of my homies, and he's like, "Are you fucking dumb? They just drive it in the mall. Are you fucking stupid?" And I'm like, "Oh, that makes sense, bro." My level of stupidity is 10 fucking fold. I swear to you.
Victoria's Secret.
Common sense is not a thing for me. I swear to
Saw
you.
through the glass that guy from Walmart sitting on a bench in the mall outside of the Victoria's Secret. I left the store and started walking very quickly through the mall. When I turned around and saw...
Bro, I live on my ones and I don't even do it, so I can't.
He was now
Do I actually have a blonde jean? Oh, I do. I genuinely do.
I called my mom asking her...
And the thing is, it's only for the most random shit. It's always for the most random shit. The most like useless shit. I have those moments, bro.
Right, because I was being followed by a man. I took her advice and waited in a store with multiple people inside. He came to the entrance of the store and he creepily said my name in this way that he clearly...
That's also
didn't
kind
want
of
a lot
true, kind of.
people
How
to
do they
hear
do
him.
that?
I started to feel sick. I went to the cashier and said this man is following me.
Brain cells on vacation's crazy.
Some customers overheard and looked over.
That's so funny.
The man clearly noticed and started walking
funny.
away into the mall. The cashier, who was probably only 20 years old herself, sympathized with me. A couple even came over and said they'd wait with me until my mom got here. My mom came into the mall eventually, and I left with her, thanking the couple who waited with me.
So let me ask you. Let's say this random little girl comes up to you, right? She comes up to you and she's like, I'm kidding. She's like, I have this dude following me and I'm like really scared. Like, can I please just stay with you until my parents get here? Are y'all getting involved or no? I know damn well myself I'm getting involved. I'm 100% getting involved. I'm not even thinking twice about it. I'm getting involved. But like, I swear there's so many people like, nah, like leave me alone. Like leave me alone. Jose's. It's simple. It really is that simple. Of course, depends on my mood that day. Depends on my mood. Mood? Don't try to be a hero. Just do a smart thing. Facts. Honestly, facts. Especially if it's a girl. Especially what if it was a little boy? If it was a little boy, Liz. It should be especially on both ends. Wow, Liz. Wow. So if it was a little boy, broken, bleeding, fearing for its life, this would go. This would go. This would go. Look at them. Look at them. Be like, walk away from that little nigga. Oh my God, Liz, you're disrespectful. You're disrespectful, bro. This is disrespectful as hell. I ain't gonna stunt. This is disrespectful as hell. Like, if I'm having a shit day or nah, you know, I mean, honestly, fair enough. But I just mean, like, just for the fact that, like, I think the way I look at it is like, yo, imagine. Sure you can. Like, imagine, like you witness this person coming up to you, right? We're coming up to you like, oh, I need help. Like, I'm terrified. You say, yo, get out of my face. I'm not helping you. You walk, you go home. 6 hours later, fucking Amber Alert goes off. You find out like what she looks like. All this shit, right? It's the girl that you, or girl or boy, whatever, that you didn't want to help. That would sit on my conscience for fucking ever. Can I just take it to the manager? I mean, you could. You realistically could do that. You actually could do that, yes. You could do that, yes. You missed the greatest segment ever, in fact. You really did. Lord Len, bro, this would be screaming, Kevin up this guy! Oh, don't kill me, oh my God. Alright, let's lock in, let's lock in, let's lock in.
I didn't go to the mall or that Walmart alone anymore. I didn't even go back with friends for a long time either. I hope that guy got caught being a creep and has been taken off the streets.
Going back.
My worst job ever was working at Walmart. I worked there only for a few months. I hated every minute of it, honestly.
Imaginary parents.
I didn't get along with a lot of my coworkers. Customers were crazy and weird, and I felt like a lot of people generally were unfriendly. I was 24, and Walmart was my second job to make ends meet with my new apartment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sometimes I'd work register, sometimes I'd work the desk outside the fitting room, and sometimes I'd work general sales associate. On this day, I was a general associate, walking around the place assisting customers and straightening things on the shelves. I interacted with a bunch of people that day. I still remember dealing with some of the dumbest customers I'd ever had the displeasure of interacting with, but nothing could have prepared me for who I was going to run into that day. I got a random pat on the back, and I turned around to see my ex-girlfriend Casey. She looked super happy to see me and went in for a hug. I was surprised because she didn't live anywhere near here. I asked what brought her here, and she said she heard through a mutual friend that I started working here recently.
I'm interrupting you, and I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. One time, I didn't know about the whole fucking feature of like Snapchat showing your location and all that shit, right? And I was at work, and there's a girl that like randomly started talking to me. I wasn't feeling you, no cap, on my Ice Spice shit. You thought I was feeling you? No, nigga, I wasn't. Shawty showed up at my work and fully admitted to me, "Oh, I saw your Snap location, so I thought I'd come see you." After that, my thing is, I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know it was a thing at all. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that stupid Snap location thing was a thing. I didn't know, right? So she just shows up. Bro, I can't remember where she came from, but she came from like borderline like Etobicoke, bro. Like it was like a minute away. I was like, no, I keep mine off too. I always have my shit off. I don't risk it. I don't like it, that shit. That shit's fucking dirty. Bro, like now that shit's been off ever since, bro. I swear to you. And like after, like, dog, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like that was like, that was a crazy time for me.
I did not leave off on good terms.
I was so uncomfortable.
She had been harassing me for a while since I had broken up with her.
Yeah, y'all can enjoy that story.
On everything to get her to stop. She was insanely controlling throughout our relationship, and downright obsessive, bipolar, and paranoid. And after I ended things with her, she wouldn't stop trying to contact me and meet up with me to talk things out, even though we had talked things out multiple times. She even left multiple voicemails crying. I take no joy in any of that. I I don't say any of this to belittle her or
When he
make a
lived in
joke with mental
Japan?
illness.
What the
She
fuck?
has issues, and I came to learn that.
My 6-year-old
I had
man's
to tell her multiple times
crazy.
her behavior is not normal. Her finding out I got this job and coming to my place of work, I was not okay with. Even though I hugged her back and was cordial at first in this interaction, I eventually cut the crap and said, "Why are you here?" The fake friendliness stopped here on both sides. Her face got more serious, and she started telling me that it's really messed up that I block her out of my life like this. I told her this is the exact kind of behavior that made me block her. Showing up to my job is not normal. Then I started asking her which mutual friend told her that I worked here. She claimed that's irrelevant. I told her it most
That's a
certainly
good
is
question.
not irrelevant. because
All
I
that
didn't
matters,
believe
all that matters, I'm a better worker than all of them.
anyone told her where I
They about
worked.
suck my dick, respectfully.
I had broken up with Casey many months ago. She
That's
should
my
have had
dick.
no way of knowing about my new job or apartment, and I was confident none of my friends were even in contact with her anymore. I
It's
told her I'm seeing someone else now. I have to get
generic
back to her.
Walmart footage.
Please leave and don't contact me again. She refused to leave, so I simply just started walking away to an employees only area. She didn't follow me.
Oh, that's
back there.
trials?
It was at this moment I actually started considering trying to get a
I'm
restraining
sorry,
order.
brother. I'm sorry.
After my shift was over, it had to be like 11 p.m., closing time. I left the
Get him
store
outta
and
here?
went straight.
Wait, who?
My roommate was home. His car was in the driveway. I parked next to him and went inside. I went straight to the kitchen to make myself a late dinner, as I always would after closing shifts.
Sandwich?
I microwaved some frozen meal and went to the living room to play video games. For a while, this was my only time to unwind and do what I wanted.
Facts. Big
I
facts,
woke
big
up
facts,
not
big
long
facts,
after
big facts.
falling asleep. I thought I heard something. I looked up and realized my bedroom door was open. I definitely did not do that. My roommate Paul goes to bed really early because he works.
He was
early.
alone, I mean,
There's
fair
no
enough,
chance he'd just
honestly.
get up and randomly open my
And it was
door.
just busted? I never heard of this until
I
now.
walked out into the living room.
Okay, wait, let me, KT, I gotta go back for a second. I'm
My
like,
roommate Paul goes to bed really early because he works early, and there's no chance he'd just get up and randomly open my door. I got up and walked out into the living room. I turned on a lamp and looked around the place. I went over to the front door, and it was unlocked.
This is actually some Fears of Fathom
What's
shit, no
going
cap.
I was thinking, did Paul leave? I looked out the window and saw that his car was still there. I locked the front door. Then I went to his bedroom door and tried opening it. It was locked. I knocked on the door lightly once, and he didn't respond, so he was asleep. I was genuinely confused. I went out front and looked under the pot where we kept a hidden spare key. It wasn't there. My heart was in my throat at this point. The only person in this world besides Paul and my family who knows that I like to hide a spare key outside is Casey.
Oh,
Checked at least 5 times
nah.
under the pot, even checking the surrounding area on the chance that maybe it was kicked out of place or something. I went back inside the house and shut the front door. I went to the knife holder in the kitchen, and the biggest knife was missing. My phone was still in my bedroom. I had to be smart about this. I tiptoed to my bedroom door until I was close enough to grab the doorknob as fast as I could and slam
Bro,
it.
no cap, if Shorty came at me with a knife, I'm kicking that bitch in her chest. I'm concaving that bitch in her
shut
chest.
from the outside. I screamed as loud as I could for Paul. He erupted from his room, obviously confused. And there were...
If I ever had to do it like this situation specifically, like I've dealt with the whole like Shotty randomly showing up my house, randomly showing up my work, leaving notes on my car, I'm not gonna lie to you, my car was keyed and I'm pretty confident it was a Shotty that I talked to. I've done all that shit, but bro, getting into my home and my knife is missing.
Suddenly,
I'm on my place.
The bedroom door.
I have a sword. I have a giant key. I got a baseball bat by the door. No, by my bed. And then I also have a 10-pound mace.
On the other side, along with Casey's voice saying,
Scared
"I'm
the fuck out of
sorry,
me.
let's talk." I held the
Scared the
door
fuck out of me.
closed with all my might as she kept trying to pull it open. Paul called the police as I held the door. After a few minutes of this, Casey stopped trying to pull the door open, and she was hysterically crying on the other side of the door. Finally, the police arrived and came inside. I moved away from the door, and the officers made sure Casey dropped the knife before she came out. She was of course arrested, and I didn't even have to press charges. She was charged by the state for, I believe, burglary in the second
that's nice.
degree, and she's currently serving a
I have
pretty
a big
lengthy
kitchen knife
prison
now. No
term for
cap.
this.
I might have to use that.
I'm honestly shocked she didn't get charged for attempted murder. It's a sick situation all around. I don't know when she'll be out. I'll have been long moved out of this place by
Bro,
then.
Mr. Nightmare low-key
My
might be
biggest
the
regret
flag.
was
So
not
this
catching
is
the
hard
red
as
flags with
fuck.
her early on.
Make a bow with nails on it? Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. That might be the play, low-key. Motherfucker breaks into my house. Maka! Oh my god.